21. Shout out to everybody watching this, whether it's live in the chat room or on demand. I appreciate your viewership and support. Let's get right down to the Backlash from WrestleMania Backlash. We kicked off with the WWE Champion Bobby Lashley backstage with the ladies. He was celebrating his triple threat win. MVP was in the ring. He introduced the champ, Lashley. A recap was shown from the pay-per-view of the triple threat match. Lashley said that Strowman had broken ribs and McIntyre could not even get out of bed. However, Lashley said he has no nights off. He is issuing an open challenge to anyone. But before we could find out who might accept the offer, Drew McIntyre shows up because, of course, Drew McIntyre was not pinned at the pay-per-view, and thus he wants another match. He lost at WrestleMania, lost at WrestleMania Backlash. He still wants one more one-on-one match. MVP said before he was so rudely interrupted, the open challenge was to anybody except for Strowman and McIntyre. Lashley tried to attack McIntyre, but McIntyre knocked Lashley out of the ring. And Mr. Anderson says Lashley is the new Godfather without all those girls. Well, speaking of somebody trying to act like the Godfather, how about Ricochet on this show? But we'll get to that later. Real quick, shout out to Calvin Bowman. Happy birthday to Calvin, longtime viewer and supporter of NoDQ.com. Appreciate you tuning in on your birthday. We had our first match of the evening, which was AJ Styles versus Elias. Styles came over the top with a forearm onto Elias, and then Jackson Riker had some words with Styles. Riker helped up Elias. We went to commercial, and then back in the ring, Elias hit a knee to the face, got a near fall on Styles. Styles made a comeback, went for the phenomenal forearm, but Jackson Riker pulled Styles off the apron, causing a disqualification. And then Omos started stalking Riker. Elias took a few more shots at Styles and then ran away before Omos could get his hands on Elias. Match really served no purpose. I guess we'll get a tag team titles match with these teams at some point, but I really don't care too much about it. And is AJ Styles a face now? AJ and Omos, are they baby faces? I don't even know at this point. Dr. NXT Scorpio with a $2 super chat. Thank you for that. Says, this episode of Raw was one of the best of 2021, but he did a sleeping emoji, so I'm guessing he was sarcastic with that comment. Psycho Jet Black with a $2 super chat says, please don't compare a great movie to a jobber. Well, I'll try not to do that, Psycho Jet Black. We had Matt Riddle backstage with the New Day, and Randy Orton showed up. Riddle suggested the idea maybe they could take the party of two and make it a party of four, despite Randy Orton laying out the New Day members with RKOs. Riddle asked Orton to apologize to the New Day. Orton said that was not going to happen. And Kofi made fun of Orton, said he's having reptile dysfunction. And Kofi ended up challenging Orton to a match, said they had a match in 2009, 2019. No need to wait another 10 years for their rivalry to continue. So the match was set up for later on in the show. We had Tamina and Natalya as the special guests on Alexa's Playground, Alexa Bliss's backstage talk show, whatever. Tamina just wanted to leave. She was not amused with any of this. But Lily, the doll, wanted to know their favorite color. Natalya, of course, picked pink. Tamina picked black and blue because that's what Alexa's face is going to look like if she tries any funny business. Alexa responded by saying that comment was not very nice. and said that luckily for them, Lily likes them. However, Alexa and Lily will be watching the tag team titles match. TJS says this Bliss stuff is just cringe without Bray. I'm moving in that direction of agreeing with you, TJS. Like, I really enjoyed the Alexa Bliss stuff, but now it's starting to wear out its welcome. I'm starting to lose interest in it. We had a singles match between Angel Garza and Drew Gulak again. I guess because they set something up last week. Garza pretty much beat him in a squash match. Won with the wing clipper, very short match. And then shoved his rose down Gulak's throat. I wonder if they're going to have a third match in 2 weeks. Who knows at this point. Speaking of things where I'm wondering what the hell is going on here. R-Truth and the 24/7 title. Just when you thought it was dead and buried and WWE quietly got rid of this concept that has long since worn out its welcome, it's back. R-Truth was doing a promo and Tozawa was sneaking down the stairs and rolled up R-Truth and won the 24/7 title. And I'm like, why? Like, if you were going to at least have some unique ideas for the 24/7 title to do something fresh to keep it going, like, I'd understand that, but you're just repeating the same old shit. Tozawa coming down, rolling up R-Truth, like, it's boring. What's the point? Other than, I guess, to just give these guys TV time, but it's like, it's so uncreative. Ugh. Awful. Charles Coleman with the $2 super chat, thank you for that, says, Drew Gulak, Jobber of the Year. Well, you could probably say that about any number of people on Monday Night Raw. You got at least half a dozen guys that would qualify for that. Psycho Jet Black with the $2 super chat says, why is R-Truth always the 24/7 champion? Because it's the R-Truth title. Like, it's his thing. It's his gimmick. And that's the only reason, I guess, WWE can justify putting him on TV. You got to have the 24/7 title involved in the storyline. Like, you cannot do anything else with R-Truth, apparently. We had Randy Orton versus Kofi Kingston. Randy Orton controlled the match, dominated most of it, and then Xavier Woods started playing the trombone, and I would say stupid babyface, but Randy Orton, I guess, is a heel. I'm not even sure now because he's teamed up with Matt Riddle. Kofi rolled up Randy Orton, the 20-year veteran. Randy Orton gets distracted and gets rolled up. R-Truth picks up, well, not R-Truth, Kofi Kingston picks up the win over Randy Orton. I'm thinking of R-Truth because I'm thinking of the roll-ups. Like, the roll-ups are 24/7. If you're going to do roll-ups, let the 24/7 guys do it. But yeah, Kofi Kingston with a fruit roll-up beats Randy Orton. Stupid veteran. Who's the stupid one now? It's Randy Orton. Like, 20 years in the business, and you fall for that outside interference trombone distraction. Come on now. I don't buy it. This sucked. This sucked big ass balls. And Charles Coleman with the $2 super chat says, Raw needs a serious overhaul. Yeah, I would agree with you. By the way, apparently this show was rewritten several times throughout the day, and literally a few hours before the show they finished it. And it showed. I'm just going to say that it showed that no thought process was put into this Raw whatsoever. Anyways, after the match, Matt Riddle was very upset with the New Day for cheating, and Randy Orton stormed off. Riddle shoved Xavier Woods. So there's trouble in paradise with the New Day and Matt Riddle. We had Mandy Rose, Dana Brooke backstage with Lana and Naomi arguing about who should get the next opportunity at the women's tag team titles. Like, none of them win matches unless it's like a fluke finish. So neither of them should really get an opportunity. They both suck. But Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville were like, well, you know what? Maybe they can get an opportunity. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Charlotte then interrupted, and she said that they blew all their chances, and I'm kind of with Charlotte on this one. Charlotte, though, wants a one-on-one match. Same reason as McIntyre. She did not get pinned in the triple threat. And Pierce said, well, if Charlotte beats Asuka, maybe Charlotte will be in the running for another one-on-one title match against Rhea Ripley. And then Rhea showed up and said she's ready for new competition. Basically saying what all of us are saying, and said that Charlotte is yesterday's news. We had the tag team titles match for the women, Tamina and Natalya against Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. They worked over Natalya for a while. Tamina got the hot tag, but then Shayna got the upper hand. Shayna put on the Cure Feud clutch, and that's when Alexa Bliss and Lily appeared on the stage. Alexa pulled a cane. The fire pyro went out of the ring post, and it blinded poor Reginald, and Natalya was able to take advantage of this. Natalya and Tamina did the heart attack finisher and pinned Shayna Baszler. So once again, Shayna gets pinned, and Lily starts doing her laugh. This was just another very lousy segment, in my opinion. Like, what does this accomplish? Like, really? Doesn't elevate the tag champs because of the whole shenanigans with Alexa Bliss, and Shayna loses yet another match. Like, it served no purpose. Really no purpose. Is Alexa going to get a tag team partner? Are we going to have Alexa and Lily against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler? Like, where is this going? And more importantly, why should I care? We had T-Bar and Mace backstage saying now is the time to strike. Which one of them is going to end Bobby Lashley's legacy? They flipped a coin and said, what a terrible night to be Bobby Lashley. And by the way, spoiler alert, there was no follow-up to this. So waste of time. They cut a promo, flipped a coin. These two massive men that were once part of Retribution, raising hell, wreaking havoc, and there was no follow-up. So just getting that out right now. Neither of them answered the open challenge. They sat back and did absolutely nothing. Nothing. We had Asuka versus Charlotte. They had, I guess, a good match, although there were several times where the screen went blank. Apparently, Charlotte was having some wardrobe malfunction issues, and they had to keep cutting the screen, which kind of took away from the match a bit. You had Rhea Ripley interfere. Well, kind of interfere. Well, basically, she did interfere. She interrupted the match with her music playing right before the commercial break. You know, the same old shit they do every single week. Somebody has a match, and then a third person interrupts before the commercial, takes a seat at ringside. Like, it's the same damn thing every single week. Can they not do anything else to advance storylines? Yikes. Anyways, we had the match continue, and you had Charlotte throwing Asuka into the table. She got in Rhea Ripley's face. And then back in the ring, Rhea Ripley got on the apron, distracting Charlotte. Charlotte knocked Rhea off the apron. Another distraction here. And Asuka countered the figure 4 attempt into a pinfall and won. So yeah, I guess Asuka gets her win back, but somehow in all this, it'll be Charlotte that gets the match. Or they'll do another triple threat match. Like, where's this going? Like, what is this leading to? If it's leading to Charlotte versus Rhea, like, I don't care. I really don't care. And Asuka already lost. She beat Charlotte, so now it's going to be Asuka again? Like, really, where is this going? WWE action figure matches with a $4 super chat says, WWE should do half show non-PG, other half PG. That won't fix the problem of bad writing, bottom line. Like, you could have the most hardcore TV-14 content, but if the writing is crap, it doesn't matter. Marquand 1976 with a $5 super chat. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. He says, they constantly rewrite the show, but constantly are still repetitive. Who else but Raw? LOL. Yeah, pretty much. Like, nobody can come up with new ideas. It's just like, okay, we're going to do the distraction finish, roll-ups, people interrupting halfway, and it's just the same old crap. And they don't think things in advance. They don't think outside the box and try to do some different things, structure the show differently. It's literally the same thing every week. And this week, it just felt so much like a show that was thrown together last minute. It really did. And backstage, we had John Morrison interviewed. He made some zombie jokes, talking about how he was feeling dead inside. And he made fun of the zombies for having bad hygiene. He said Miz might never be the same again. He dedicated the match in memory of the Miz. At least we had one positive here. No Miz on this show. So he sold being murdered by the zombies at the pay-per-view. I guess that's a positive. I said one positive thing about Raw. There you go. Apparently I missed a super chat. Who did I miss a super chat from? Let me see if I can get to it. Okay, Dr. NXT Scorpio sent in a $5 super chat. Thank you for that. Says that Alexa Bliss segment and the Reginald spot is getting to WCW levels of bad, but not in an entertaining way. Yeah, pretty much everything on this show felt like a bad WCW episode, like WCW 2000. And I'm sure Virtue will be like, no, it was way more entertaining, because Virtue's on Vince Russo's bandwagon. But yeah, it was like a bad WCW Thunder. And you know that's bad when I compare it to Thunder. So we had this lumberjack match, which was actually a legitimate lumberjack match with all the jabronis at ringside. You had Mace and T-Bar there. So it's John Morrison versus Damian Priest. Nikki Cross was there, her first appearance on Raw in quite some time. Mace and T-Bar were attacking Priest, and you had Alexander and Benjamin getting into a fight. The Lumberjacks were trying to break it up, and that led to Priest superplexing Morrison all the way down onto the Lumberjacks. I will say this match was maybe the best match of Raw. I just wish I cared about it. Like, I never thought for a second that Morrison was winning this, so I was kind of tuned out of it. I'm like, okay, yeah, Priest is going to win. Like, it's just time filler. But the match was surprisingly not bad. And I liked the superplex spot. The camera angle was clever. They didn't show all the guys standing there waiting to catch them. That was a positive. I'm trying to find some positives with this show. And back in the ring, Priest hit the lights to pick up the win. And then after the match, he cut a promo, said maybe it's time to move on. Actually said it is time to move on, and said maybe he accepts Lashley's open challenge. And I thought, okay, might be interesting. We had another Eva Marie vignette. This time she was showing her behind-the-scenes footage from her various movie, TV roles, whatever the hell she's doing. And she said she just doesn't want to play a hero. She wants to be a hero. All right, cool. Backstage, we had Shelton Benjamin wanting to challenge Lashley, but then Alexander came in doing the golf clap and said it was a fluke win in their match last week. Said that Shelton is always going to be worthless. Shelton knocked down Benjamin, and that was that. We then had our open challenge. MVP was on the mic, thinking nobody was going to show up, but we did have a taker. So was it Mason T-Bar? No. They talked a big game, and they chickened out. Was it Damian Priest, the rising babyface, coming out? No. It was Kofi Kingston. Yes. Teasing once again, we're going to get another Kofi Mania. And my first thought here when Kofi came out, I'm like, if this doesn't end in 9 seconds, Lashley's just a wannabe Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar beat the guy in 9 seconds. And people are like, why do you even remember that? Like, you should just forget about it. No, I remember it. I will always remember it. I remember these things. Brock Lesnar beat Kofi Kingston in 9 seconds. And WWE is trying to build up Bobby Lashley as a guy at Brock's level. So any offense from Kofi to me was going to hurt Lashley. Not a fan of this. And why not do at least change it up and maybe do Xavier? I'd still have it be basically a squash match, but at least change it up and have Xavier step up to the plate. The thing is, Kofi Kingston also already had a match. When Lesnar won the match against Kofi at that SmackDown, Kofi was fresh and he was red hot. Kofi Mania, all that stuff. Kofi already had a match against Randy Orton. So Lashley should be able to make quick work of Kofi Kingston. Josh Mansfield with a $2 super chat says, Kofi Mania is back, baby. Very not sorry virtue. Well, I'm afraid to tell you, Josh. Well, maybe some on Twitter are excited with you, but I'm not on board with Kofi Mania too. And Psycho Jet Black with a $2 super chat says, who's debuting first, Aleister Black or Eva Marie? Probably Aleister Black, but I mean, it could be a toss-up. Dr. NXT Scorpio with a $5 super chat says, the fact that Kofi lost the title in 7 seconds but was able to beat Lashley thanks to Drew McIntyre is some BS, LOL. Bingo. All right, so anyways, you had Adnan Virk saying that Lashley should be extremely concerned about this. Why, I don't know. MVP then got on the mic and said that this was never a title match. They never said it was going to be a title match. So, I mean, they never did say it, but that's the impression people would get watching the beginning of Raw. So, you know, people will defend this saying, oh, it's just getting good heel heat. But I don't know, man. Comes off like bait and switch to me. And I think for some viewers, they're going to be turned off by this. Like, you tease the idea that Lashley's going to maybe defend the title, and then you back out on it, and oh, it's not a title match. So, yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about this one. TJS with a $5 super chat says, that's like telling you to forget that Walter didn't save Jane in Breaking Bad. Consistency is important. Beatles trivia, who broke them up and why did they? We'll get to that at the end, TJS, since it's non-wrestling. And people will counter your argument by saying wrestling's not supposed to be complex storytelling. You're just supposed to sit back and enjoy it. Just enjoy it, as people like Road Dogg Jesse James would say. Either enjoy it or stop watching. Dwayne Atkinson with a $3 super chat says, Drew and Lashley at Hell in a Cell? Yeah, probably. And let's talk about what happened here. So, we had the match start, and then after the commercial break, for some reason, we had a replay of the beginning of Raw in the middle of this match. That was stupid. Like, do we really need that? And Kofi started to make a comeback, but it was short-lived. And then Xavier did the same thing he did earlier with Orton. He started playing the trombone, and why is Lashley getting distracted by this? He's the WWE champion, the top guy. Why is he getting distracted? But it didn't work the way it worked with Randy Orton. The official then had Xavier Woods sent to the back. And as the referee was preoccupied with Woods, Drew McIntyre showed up. So sore loser McIntyre has to stick his nose in the business of Lashley to get another title match. He hit Lashley with a cane, leading to another roll-up. And I just hit my head on the wall. That's how worked up I am right now. Kofi rolled up Lashley and beat the WWE champion. Kofi Kingston, the guy that has been in the mid-card now for 2 years, lost to Brock Lesnar in 9 seconds, just beat the WWE champion, the guy that you've been booking really well up until this point. All to probably build up Drew McIntyre versus Lashley again. This was stupid. Stupid. Terrible ending to the show. And just terrible Raw. I did not like this show at all. The lumberjack match was maybe the one good thing on this show. Everything else was crap. So sorry, not sorry. If you liked Raw, sorry, not sorry. I am giving this show a D-. The lumberjack match, only thing that saved it from being an F. And I was very close to giving it an F, but I'm going with a D-. Felt like it was an extremely counterproductive show. Hurt a lot of the characters more than helped them. Such a disappointment, too, after a really great pay-per-view. Like, the pay-per-view was awesome, and then they come back with maybe the worst Raw of the year. I was really disappointed with it. Psycho Jet Black with a $2 super chat says, are there any credible challengers for Lashley? Nope. Damian Priest could have been. He could have stepped up. Like, that's the thing I hate about these open challenges. Like, where was Priest? Where was Mace and T-Bar? Were they all backstage and Pierce just said, okay, Kofi, you're the guy? Like, how does that work? Like, I don't understand it. All those other guys were teasing it. Why did they all not come out there? Like, all of them should have walked out there at once and, like, be like, we want the title match. And then Pierce has to make a decision. Like, they don't even do that. Like, it's just so simple to give it some kind of logic, and they don't do it. It sucks. And I'm not giving them a pass on it. It's a D- show. A very poorly written episode of Monday Night Raw. Now, there are a few super chats here. Dr. NXT Scorpio sent in $5, says, what is with WWE booking baby faces as sore losers and bullies recently? LOL. Again, it's terrible writing. McIntyre got his shot. He lost. He lost at the pay-per-view. Triple threat. Doesn't matter. You go into a triple threat, you could lose without taking the fall. The champion's at the same risk. You lost. Deal with it. He's a sore loser. I'm unsympathetic towards McIntyre now. Psycho Jet Black says, I think you forgot the Sheamus Ricochet match. You're right. I did forget the Sheamus Ricochet match, and I even said that I was going to talk about it. How did I forget that? Okay, so I have to backtrack here, guys. I forgot about that. Dwayne Atkinson with the $2 super chat says, I honestly thought it was going to be Keith Lee. I was almost thinking that too. I thought maybe they would do something different, give us a big surprise, but nope. No Keith Lee. Maybe I'll have to reevaluate my letter grade since I forgot about that one match. Game is on 100 gave it a D. Michael Wayne with a D-. Dr. NXT Scorpio with a D. Calvin Bowman gave it a B. It's your birthday, Calvin, so I'll be nice to you, but what are you thinking with that one? Mr. Anderson with an F. WWE action figures matches with an F as well. And Daniel Sims says, this show should not have been on television. I agree. So Sheamus came out, and he was once again referred to as the ginger-headed juggernaut. That's a stupid name. And we had a rematch from the kickoff. You had to have a rematch on this show. You just had to. Ricochet was backstage. He was wearing the hat and the jacket, dancing around. And this is where I thought like he kind of looked like the Godfather with this outfit. He said he felt like Ernest the Cat Miller. He started dancing. I liked the Ernest Miller reference, so I'll give him that. He mocked Sheamus's accent. And we had the match. The match was pretty good. But what's the point? Sheamus already beat him. Why are we seeing this again? And they did a Spanish fly, you know. They do a Spanish fly like people do headlocks now. And Ricochet did a crossbody to the outside. Got some offense. He hit a 450, got a near fall. Sheamus then caught him with a kick, got a near fall, and then started doing some trash talking, and then finally hit the bro kick and won. And then Sheamus also teased the match with Lashley and, of course, did nothing. So, still a D-. And that's all I have to say about Raw. It sucked, and I hope it's better next week. I hope they actually write the show a couple of days in advance and they stick with it, and maybe they do something interesting. But yeah, this week, 2 thumbs down. Anyways, guys, thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the video. I was pretty negative this time. I'm usually not this negative, but yeah, this week they earned their D-. Dr. NXT Scorpio with a $2 super chat says, Raw is forgetful just like a Ricochet match. Yeah. And that sucks too, because Ricochet's a great wrestler. He had some really awesome moments in NXT, but you know, they killed him. They killed his character, and now he's just a jabroni. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you